Welcome back to the Brands Hatch American Speed Fest. This is the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. Across EuroNASCAR Pro and EuroNASCAR 2, we've had some fabulous action so far. And now it is our final stock car racing action of the day. EuroNASCAR 2 will very shortly go racing for 31 laps here on the Brands Hatch Indy circuit. We've had a scintillating weekend so far. EuroNASCAR Pro just a couple of hours ago saw Liam Hazelmans take his second win of the season in front of our fans who are taking in all of the action on track and indeed off track between the live action arena, the American car clubs and the live music here this weekend at the Brands Hatch American Speed Fest. It was Hazelmans that won just a couple of hours ago, but what we can do now as we continue our countdown to the drivers starting their engines is take a look back at everything that went down on Saturday here at Brands Hatch. American Speedfest 11 has been a belter so far. Let's see what happens as EuroNASCAR 2 go racing for the first time. Martin Dubeck and Jill Linster lock out the front row for Hendricks Motorsport, and it's a good start from the row number 2 there. In fact, row number 3, of course, from Claudio Remeggio Capelli. He's sweeping around the outside there from 4th position, but it's Martin Dubeck that leads the way from Linster in second. One car kicking up dust further back as Claudio Remeggio Capelli tries to go around the outside at Druids Bend. I think he's trying to make a bid for third place here. Yes, he is. He gets past Patrick Schauber. That's a very good start then from Claudio Remeggio Capelli. And Thomas Chrysonis is now alongside. He's got an interesting scrap in rookie as well. Lots of racing going on. Here comes Chrysonis. A little bit of a look to the outside, then cutting to the inside out of Druids. But of course then the following bend, Graham Hill, doesn't quite work out for him. Oh, Schauber running it wide coming out of the corner. Chrysonis then gets through. Jack Davidson also gets through as well. 2 cars past Patrick Schauber. Duvel now pressuring the rear of the 88 car. He wants that top 10 finish that I alluded to earlier on. After the engine change, after a dramatic EuroNASCAR Pro race, he would love to really re-establish the car's pace and see what the car can do in race conditions with a new engine. Linster is under a lot of pressure from Capelli right now. Linster, Capelli, Chrysonis pressing on here. This is a good battle for second place. And it's a battle that's about to change because Linster slows. Linster slows. Now that looked to me like something might have gone wrong mid-corner, or was it just understeer? Because it just very bizarrely kind of stopped turning on him there. And Linster goes from 2nd to 6th position in one fell swoop. He's still going at speed, so I think that may have been driver error rather than an issue. But we have an issue elsewhere. Is that the 27 car? I think it is Simone Giussani in the 27 double V car into the barriers at Paddock Hill Bend. Will Dubeck hold firm at the Brands Hatch Indy circuit? We go racing. Lap 31 begins now, and it's Dubeck with the lead into Paddock Hill Bend. Capelli wide, trying to take a sweeping line around Paddock Hill, and he succeeds at doing so. That, at the very least, keeps Thomas Chrysonis behind him as we get into the bedlam and the melee of a last-minute return to green flag. We got cars off the circuit. Florian Richard pointing the wrong way there. Everybody did a great job of avoiding him, and hopefully he can get that car refired without the need for any intervention. A brilliant day across both classes for Martin Dubeck. Concludes with a win in EuroNASCAR 2, and his championship lead will extend only further. Claudio Remeggio Capelli takes second place from Chrysonis. Well, that was 24 hours ago. We are now here for the Sunday, and it's been another great day of action in the live arena on the 1.2 mile / 1.9 kilometre Brands Hatch Indy circuit. It's a venue that has a storied history, a venue that is always fun to watch racing at, and I can tell you from many years of personal experience watching from Paddock Hill Bend Grandstand, this circuit has an aura all of its own, and one that matches perfectly with that of the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. The fans are still here in their droves for the EuroNASCAR 2 race. The action in both categories is, of course, always brilliant. And, well, for Martin Dubek, it's been a brilliant start to the season so far. He has no fewer than 195 points in his back pocket at this stage of the season. He has taken 4 race victories so far this season from 5 races, and Jill Linster, the only other race winner this year, his Hendricks Motorsport teammate, 38 points back in second, Chrysonis third, Tefel fourth, and Patrick Schauber is tied for 5th with Julian Reberg there in the standings. Reberg, who leads in Rookie Trophy, Benedetti doing a good job in the Legend Trophy as well, and Ariana Casoli will once again be looking to make some headway in this race as well as the Lady Trophy standings leader at the moment. Of course, we had the big grid walk earlier on before the EuroNASCAR Pro Race with, I believe, quite literally thousands of people walking down from Paddock Hill Bend to take a look at the grid up close and personal, signing the start-finish line and even signing one of the cars. I note that Reza Sardeha's number 11 car has gained a lot of signatures. It's a primarily white machine, and they've used it like a whiteboard. The number 11 car has a bit of ad hoc graffiti on it now. The marshals have been a little bit busy at times this weekend, collecting the 27 car, sadly, on a couple of occasions so far this weekend. Incidentally, that double V car, the number 27, is not going to be taking the start in this final race of the weekend as we understand it. We thank those marshals, though, the heroes in orange, for their efforts to keep this event and any event you can go to in the motorsport calendar running smoothly. There's the Team Blake-Molen cars, the 69, the 72 and the 66. Of course, the 66 is the car of Thomas Dombrowski. He has had a decent weekend so far, sits 7th in the standings as we saw on the graphic a few moments ago. The cars are getting ready then to head out onto this Brands Hatch Indy circuit. It's one of those tracks that looks fairly simple if you just look at a map. However, the undulations, the finer details of this circuit, the cambers going through the last couple of curves, Clearways and Clark, it's a very difficult circuit to completely master, and local knowledge goes a long way. We've seen that from Jack Davidson in particular here in EuroNASCAR 2. He has been very quick so far this weekend, and perhaps would have been even quicker in qualifying had he had a clearer run of things. Unfortunately, he started only 5th in race 1 for the EuroNASCAR 2, but that was, I think, arguably only because he lost most of his track time to a puncture. What would he have done if he'd got the full session? Another point well worth mentioning is our pole sitter for this one. It's an unfamiliar pole sitter. The grid for race 2 is formed off the back of race number 1's fastest laps, and therefore it's Thomas Chrysonis who is on pole position for this one. Claudio Remedio Capelli will be alongside him on the front row of the grid. Martin Dubek and Jack Davidson on row 2. That's a very, very compelling top 4. You then go further down the list and see Linster and de Groot on row 3 of the grid, Schauber and Dombrowski on row 4. And the likes of Thomas Tefel down in 11th place, which is a little bit as a surprise. Julian Reberg only 17th on the grid. He's going to have some work to do. There's going to be quite a few drivers here that are going to be picking their way through the pack and really having to work hard and make up some positions. So I'm expecting some overtakes in the midfield, and I'm expecting quite the unpredictable motor race at the front of the order. Dubek has been exemplary so far this year, but he is going to have to start this one from 3rd. The outside of the front row has traditionally not been the place to be on the 2x2 rolling start. So Claudio Remeggio Capelli will have to work hard to try and take the lead from Thomas Chrysonis. It would be quite the feat if he succeeds at doing so in the early stages. But if anyone has the sheer audacity to hang one around the outside at Paddock Hill Bend on lap 1, it's going to be Claudio Remeggio Capelli. You see there as well that there's a lot of cement dust down on the main straight. I think a car has sprung a leak somewhere over the course of the last couple of hours since the EuroNASCAR Pro went racing. See there, Jack Davidson's car, not quite as pink as it was at the start of the weekend, has gained some black bodywork after losing its front bumper during the EuroNASCAR Pro race earlier on. Even with the bumper missing, he was still really giving it his all in the fight, so we can expect him to still be one to watch.
No, sorry, I'm...
As always, the 69 car is a little bit slow to join the grid. That seems to be habitual rather than a recurring issue. Melvin de Groot's car is still there for Team Blake Molen. I've noticed that Sebastian often does the same thing in EuroNASCAR Pro 2. That's a strange mystery. What's not a mystery is the orange car next to Andre Viegel. That's our pole sitter, Thomas Chrysonis.
A completely new view for you. Pole position in a EuroNASCAR race. How do you feel?
Excited, but we have to keep, we have to stay concentrated and focused. It's a long way, are a lot of laps. I just need to make a good start and then, keep a steady pace to bring it home. I don't have many things to say, it's interesting not to see any car in front, but yeah, full focus and let's try to make it happen.
All right, thank you so much, good luck. But we have to speak to another person. Alain Day back on the grid in EuroNASCAR, but not in a racing suit. You're helping Thomas, right?
Yeah, first of all, it's very better right now, I have to say. Although I missed it a bit to race here in the EuroNASCAR, but I'm here coaching Thomas, and I have to say that he's doing an amazing job this weekend. Seeing my driver being on pole position on my first weekend here and changing and helping as much as possible, this is just amazing. And yeah, hopefully we can talk about it after the race in victory lane.
We will see. Back to you, Adam, 4-time champion here.
There you go. We've got 7-time Jimmy Johnson's old car knocking around Brands Hatch this weekend in one of the support races, and we've got the 4-time from the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series, Alain Day, cheering on Thomas Chrysonis and helping him out. And well, I don't know what cheat codes that Alain Day has up his sleeve, but they're clearly working for Chrysonis. He has been on form so far in this weekend, but he's got Claudio Remeggio Capelli alongside him, the eccentric Italian superstar who is always one to watch, and he is with Andre now.
Claudio, another amazing starting position for you at Brands Hatch. Any plan to beat Thomas at the start?
Well, it depends from Thomas if he reacted or not reacted. This is really not the good position to start in Brands Hatch, but it's better than 25.
What about your goals? Win in the Legend Trophy and your first win in EuroNASCAR too, I guess, right?
Okay, well, something iron to touch. Yes, will be nice. Will be nice here in Brands Hatch with this public, with these fans. Will be nice. But now we think about the race, and then I will tell you.
Okay, perfect. Stay focused. And I have to go here. How proud are you about Claudio Capelli?
Oh, great! It's so great. We are so surprised of him. He's doing such a great work, and nothing to say. No, it's more than expected, and we are so happy about that. He changed the car because the car number 5 is in the warehouse to fix for Verray, because we had such a big problem in Vallelunga. But nothing to say about him. No bad things, but nothing to say, because his way is gone so over about our expectative, and so we are so happy about him, and we are so happy also for Vladimiro and for the guys that are fixing the car, and we hope to see a good race for the N2 now.
All right, grazie mille Federico Monti. Back to you, Adam.
Ciao.
Good to see Federico. I think there's a beard rule at Alex Caffey Academy Motorsport. You have to have at least a 6 out of 10 level on the beard scale in order to get into the garage, which is useful because Andre just about passes that litmus test. Jack Davidson's car there, then he's been racing, of course, across both categories, EuroNASCAR 2 and EuroNASCAR Pro. He's locked and loaded and ready for racing action in his pink racing suit and his pink racing car. The GT Omega backed machine is there. I see that Andre is there too, so hopefully in the next few seconds, yes, we can now go to Andre.
Thank you so much, Adam. Jack Davidson, the last race of a busy weekend for you here at Brands Hatch. What's the goal?
The goal is to try and get a podium, man. That's the goal for me here. Obviously, we've got some fast guys in front of us. We've got Martin Dubeck and Gil Linster behind as well, so they're going to be hard to try and kind of keep in front of. But we're going to try our best and see if we can kind of get to the podium.
All right, thank you so much. Good luck and have fun. Back to you, Adam.
Podium on the mind then for Davidson, starting on the outside of row number 2 alongside championship leader and 2021 EuroNASCAR 2 champion Martin Dubeck. Dubeck, who's having arguably the season of his career so far at the moment with 4 wins in 5 races. It feels like something has unlocked down at Hendricks Motorsport for him, and also for this man Gil Linster, who we see on row number 3 of the grid. The number 50 car has been looking very fast. Let's go though to the national anthems. There we go, so the national anthems have been delivered. We're now less than 5 minutes away from the command being given. Martin Dubeck will be looking to make up places, Andre.
Yes, Martin, so far you mirrored the season of Vittorio Ghirelli, but in the last race he didn't got into victory lane. I think you don't want to repeat what he did in EuroNASCAR Pro. So what's the plan to beat the guys in front of you?
The plan, for sure I will do my best for another podium. I really enjoyed this weekend, every race, so now I will do everything for the podium, and I think that I can enjoy it. It's important, but I think that it's not possible to win. So let's see, cross fingers, and we will see on the victory lane.
All right, fingers crossed. Back to you, Adam.
That's an interestingly pessimistic outlook, isn't it, from Dubeck? I don't think it's possible to win. Well, that is compelling. I mean, the 2 drivers ahead of him on the grid, neither have won a EuroNASCAR 2 race before. So that is an interesting statement. Perhaps he saw that pace from Chrysonis yesterday, who was the fastest man on track for a majority of the 31-lap encounter, and perhaps he has a thought on that. Gil Linster has some thoughts. He's with Andre.
Gil, I finally want to see the signature move. It's really hard to keep the secret. How can you make it happen today?
Yeah, I think that's not the easiest track to do it for sure. But yeah, I will give my best for sure. Keep up with the guys, and then it's not the track to make the crazy overtake. So yeah, I think a little bit of luck and good moves will bring me to the front.
But I have to say, in 2019, Lasse Sørensen here went from last place to first place. So it's not impossible.
Yeah, I remember that too. It's not impossible.
All right, thank you so much. Good luck. Back to you, Adam.
About as rare as a shooting star press from a super heavyweight, this signature move that we continue to hear about. 2 minutes and 30 seconds until the countdown to command then. I am very compelled by what we're going to get out of this EuroNASCAR 2 race. The grid feels like it sets up a particularly exciting race. Love that shot there, the Chevy pickup, the modern Mustang, the Chrysler 300C. There's just about one of every American car, from Viper to Challenger to Camaro to Mustang. It's really a wonderful place to be if you're a fan of American sports cars and muscle cars this weekend at American Speed Fest. Of course, great music being played as well. Some real star country musicians have been here, with hundreds of thousands of fans for some of the people on the bill on the music side of the American Speed Fest this year. It really is growing exponentially on and off track every season. This is the 11th edition of the American Speed Fest. We know we're going to be here for many years to come as well. There's something special when EuroNASCAR is in town, just outside of London here at the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. If you've never been here before and you don't really have an illustration of where the circuit is, as you leave the main gate here at Brands Hatch and turn towards the M25, you can actually see the skyline of London over on the horizon as you make your way away from the circuit. So it is quite close to South London. It's a pretty good location for anyone in the capital to come and go see motor racing. Of course, it was a destination during the 2012 Olympics as well. Alex Zanardi famously getting Paralympic gold here in the hand cycling event at Brands Hatch. The chapters of this circuit's history are so numerous and diverse. It's really a wonderful facility. We're less than 30 seconds from the countdown to command. Let's go down to the grid now and hear the famous words.
Absolutely. Heart's beating, I imagine it's thrilling story. So, well, I'll tell you what, let's go.
Take it away.
Thank you. Drivers, start your engine.
There you go, the engines are fired into life. We are a matter of moments away from going racing at American Speed Fest 11 for the final time in EuroNASCAR this weekend. Thomas Crisonis and Claudio Remeggio Capelli there on at the front row of the grid. One of the most interesting front rows we've seen in EuroNASCAR 2 for quite some time. Who's your bet on? I'm not sure. This is going to be an interesting one. That front row of the grid searching for the top step for the first time. Dubek, you'd think the odds-on favourite even from row 2 of the grid, and yet he seems pessimistic. What about Jack Davidson? What can he do from row 2 of the grid? He's podium hunting. He wants to give the UK faithful something to cheer about in the final EuroNASCAR race here at American Speed Fest 2024. Jill Linster, 5th on the grid. He could definitely challenge for a podium from there, and one can never rule out the winemaking giant himself, Melvin de Groot, on row 3 of the grid. Patrick Schauber for RDV competition, a strong car underneath him. Can he get a strong result to cap off his weekend? He's alongside Thomas Dombrowski. Mario Ercoli lines up 9th on the grid. He is alongside Kenko Miura, fresh off of his Legend Trophy top 3 just a few moments ago in EuroNASCAR Pro. Thomas Tuffel lining up 11th, as you saw on the graphic there. Tuffel has had a mixed weekend so far for sure. They've had to replace an engine. They had contact in the EuroNASCAR Pro race earlier on. And VT Riala rounding out the first 6 rows of the grid in the number 90 car. He had some issues yesterday. He'll be hoping for a better run of things in EuroNASCAR 2 race 2. Florian Richard and Nick Strickler make up the 7th row of this grid. Behind them, Roberto Benedetti in the 88 car and Victor Neumann in the 47, who had good race pace yesterday in terms of at least time across the 31 laps. Obviously, the grid for this race is set by the fastest laps from yesterday, but Neumann's pace, especially towards the end of the race, looked really good. So we'll see how he can go from 16th. Julian Reberg has a lot of work to do from P17 on the grid as well. Simone Giussani unfortunately won't be there by my understanding. The Double V Racing car not set to take the start. Row 10 of the grid will be Mikael Blekemolen alongside Giovanni Ferronio in the 43, 72 and 43 on row 10. The 99 of Dominic Schack is next alongside the 11 car, Reza Sardeha, who is carrying dozens upon dozens of fan signatures on his car now. Sven Van Leer is on row 12 of the grid alongside Alain Grand on his return to EuroNASCAR racing this weekend after an absence stretching almost a dozen years. And then at the rear it's Ariana Casoli, and I understand that Gordon Barnes is there this time. So after posing yesterday for a picture with his steering wheel and no car because it wasn't ready to go racing, I think Gordon is going to get the opportunity to race this time. The reigning and defending Club Challenge champion, the regularity test format of EuroNASCAR that takes place on Fridays. This seems to be his annual pilgrimage onto the EuroNASCAR 2 grid here on home turf at Brands Hatch, and it's great to see him. But Thomas Chrysonis, the Greek driver who has raced in the UK prior to stepping up to EuroNASCAR, is our pole sitter for this one. Chrysonis in the 46 car. He will have some support, I'm sure. Marco Stipp Motorsport would love to see one of their cars back in victory lane. It's been a little while for them. Claudio Remeggio Capelli would love to try and get a win on the board. It's been a little while since we've seen him fighting for the lead in a EuroNASCAR 2 race. You'll remember him having a great battle at Oschersleben last year. Unfortunately, it's a battle that went against him. Row 2 of the grid, Dubek and Davidson, who will get to the front as they run towards turn 1. Of course, the inside line, row 1, Thomas Chrysonis is in prime position, but if anyone's going to cling around the outside fully sideways and try and take the lead around the outside, it's going to be Claudio Remeggio Capelli, who was racing in very exuberant fashion before we had the full course yellow towards the end of the race. So then they roll up in 2x2 formation. It's Chrysonis and Capelli side by side. And they take off and go racing. Chrysonis launches away from pole position, but look at that. Capelli is hanging on around the outside. Has he got it? It's side by side as they run towards Druids Bend for the first time. Capelli on the brakes. Chrysonis a little bit deeper into the corner by the looks of it. He's going defensive. Who emerges first? It is Chrysonis. He's squeezed out Capelli there, going through Druids Bend, and that's allowed Martin Dubek up into second place. Then it's Capelli, then it's Davidson. Dubek on the offensive early doors. He looks to the inside at Surtees. Can't quite get it done there. It's Chrysonis that leads the way. Chrysonis, who had his first podium 24 hours ago, lest we forget, in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series, of course, was on the podium. Said to Andre, am I on pole position? Yes, you are, mate. And he has taken the lead on this first lap of the race. Dubek, though, right there with him as they turn into the first corner for the second time. This is a 31-lap race, and that's a poor run out of Paddock Hill Bend from Chrysonis. Dubek's on the inside. Contact between Chrysonis and Martin Dubek. He tried to shut the door. Oh, and Capelli and Dubek have collided. What on earth happened there? Oh, Claudio Remeggio Capelli, I think, was trying to shut the door on Martin Dubek, and it's left Jack Davidson in the race lead. Jack Davidson in front of the UK fans is going to lead as they come across the line at the end of lap number 2. It's been fast and frenetic so far. We're 2 laps into the race, and we've had certain championship season worth of action in about 2 minutes. It's Jack Davidson that leads the way. It is Jill Linster now in second place. Third position for Melvin de Groot. Goodness me, we're 2 laps in, and this one has already been a barn burner. Chrysonis and Dubek. Chrysonis has just crossed the line, so he's still running. Dubek has yet to cross the line. He obviously went into the barriers coming out of Druids Bend, so there's a question mark as to whether Dubek is going to keep going here. We haven't seen his car since the collision with Capelli. Capelli, incidentally, is still running. He's in 6th position. It's Davidson from Linster, from de Groot, from Dombrowski, Schauber and Capelli, and then Thomas Toffel in 7th position. Be ready for full course yellow is the bulletin on my screen. The full course yellow comes out. Full course yellow. Wow, wow, wow. That was a frenetic start to this race, and it's a start that has suited Jack Davidson to a T. It's Davidson that leads, Linster in 2nd, de Groot in 3rd place, Dombrowski 4th, Schauber 5th. There's Capelli's car a little bit wounded. Safety car is now deployed, so safety car deployed. We'll line up behind the safety car, and potentially this race will then be restarted in 2x2 formation. That could be very interesting. Here's a replay then. Chrysonis was getting a bad run off of Paddock Hill Bend. Dubek tried to get to the inside. Chrysonis tried to shut the door. I don't know. I'm not sure that Chrysonis had the right to really squeeze Dubek that much, but then Capelli and Dubek colliding off of Druids Bend. And that was a weird one. The second half of that incident between Capelli and Dubek is the bit that really has me scratching my head. The Chrysonis situation, I think, is fairly straightforward. So they collide once, twice there, and it's like Capelli just either didn't try and turn or couldn't turn. And the net result was Martin Dubek being shown the barrier in no uncertain terms. We didn't see that angle in the live pictures to see quite how in-depth with the tyre barrier Martin Dubek was. And Dubek unfortunately going no further in this race, so our championship leader has had his first DNF of the season by the looks of it. Martin Dubek will not be happy. Lots going on all at once there. Again, I'm not sure Chrysonis really had the right to turn him on the apex. Dubek was pretty far alongside him, but the net result is that both drivers have lost a lot of time there. Chrysonis is 24th and last of the runners, and Dubek is standing trackside looking a wrecked car, so no winners in that one ultimately. What a shame for Chrysonis after that first podium yesterday. Really was looking like a potential race winner on Speedfest Sunday here in EuroNASCAR 2, but now he's going to struggle to really get anywhere near even a top 10 from his current position. Getting another look here at Capelli. Did he get pushed at all by Davidson? I don't think there was contact on that front. Yeah, the initial impact between Capelli and Dubek was fairly hefty, but then I think Capelli and Dubek almost locked up a little bit in a subsequent moment of contact, and by no means do I think Capelli intended to take Dubek out. I think they just kind of got well wedged together for a split second too long there. And the net result is one car in the barriers. Of the three in that incident, Capelli by far got off the lightest, of course, running in 6th position. It's Jack Davidson that leads the way. Jill Linster up to 2nd place. The seas really parted for Davidson and Linster at the front of the order. Melvin de Groot as well leading in the Legend Trophy class, of course, with Claudio Remeggio Capelli in 6th position now, also a Legend Trophy runner. Of the Rookie Trophy competitors, it is Mario Ercoli that leads the way. He's 9th overall, and he's only just ahead of Viti Riala and Florin Richard as well. So there's the top 3 in Rookie Trophy all running together. That could be interesting as the race goes on as well. We've had a 10-second penalty applied for a jump start to Alain Grand. So eager was he to race in EuroNASCAR once more that he jumped the start. Unfortunately, the car number 16, the second RDV competition entry, which has more than a whiff of Roush about it. If you know your old days of Greg Biffle in the NASCAR Cup Series. The number 16 car, though, unfortunately with a 10-second penalty, and that will bite him. Already running 20th on the road, but that, of course, is going to compromise him further as the race goes on, and especially at the end of the race, with everybody more than likely still going to be quite tightly packed there in the teens and the early 20 positions. So he could lose a few more spots once he crosses the line at the end of the race, with that 10-second penalty hanging over his head. The car still there then. Dubek currently being recovered from the scene of the incident, and of course they'll have to make sure the barriers are back in place as well. You saw the kind of Tech Pro barriers that are down there on the exit of Druids Bend, so there won't be anything nasty like an Armco repair to deal with, but they do need to make sure that the Tech Pro is back in position before the racing resumes. Well, a new situation, a new experience for Jack Davidson. He's leading a EuroNASCAR 2 race. He is at the front of the order. He's got well over 20 V8 stock cars just behind him, sitting in the rear view mirror. And based on what we've done so far this weekend, we should go to a double file restart, and that means that soon it won't be Linster behind, it'll be Linster alongside as we return to racing action. Next lap will be the restart, is the information we're getting, so I think that means this lap plus one more under safety car would be how I interpret that. We'll see whether that's the case. I think safety car will be in just over a lap's time is what that means. So Martin Dubek was talking to Andre Viegold, of course, on the grid earlier on, and Andre alluded to how his season had kind of mirrored Vittorio Gorelli's for that point, and well, it has mirrored Vittorio again. Of course, Gorelli at least got a top 10 finish earlier on in EuroNASCAR Pro here on the Sunday at Speedfest, but for Dubek it's gone even worse for round 6 of the season in EuroNASCAR 2. That podium in EuroNASCAR Pro earlier on today for Dubek will feel like a distant memory at this point, and hopefully he can gather himself and get ready to go racing once again in Venray in just a few weeks time. Safety car will be in this lap. We are also going to add 2 laps to the race, so the lap counter goes up to 33. We can take 33. Max Verstappen's not using it. So Davidson on the inside of the front row, Linster on the outside of the road. Now that's going to be a difficult position, as we've seen time and time again for Linster, especially with Melvin de Groot on the second row of the grid, looking to maybe try and challenge for not just an overall podium. He is in a good position to try and challenge for a victory today. Melvin's got good pace here in EuroNASCAR 2. You wouldn't bet against him challenging Jack Davidson before the end of this race. Lots of unknowns still. With all of the drama we've had in the first few laps, the grid looks very different to what it did when the green flag flew on lap number 1. This time it's Jack Davidson at the front. The Lux Motorsport all pink machine takes off and we go racing. It's not a great start at all from Linster. De Groot to the inside for second position as they go through turn 1. side by side between Linster and Melvin. Restart is okay, has been flashed up in the info feed, so that is all okay. It's still side by side for second and third, but eventually Jill Linster perseveres and takes second place. De Groot in third place, Dombrowski fourth, Schauber should still be there in fifth. Yes, he is. And then it's Thomas Tuffel. He's gotten past Claudio Remeggio Capelli by the looks of it. So the Race Art technology car that had a hurried engine change between EuroNASCAR Pro and EuroNASCAR 2 yesterday is moving up the order. And in fact, Capelli has dropped behind a few drivers. Mura has gotten past him, and so has Mario Ercoli. So then, oh, we got a car off. It's Capelli. Capelli goes off the circuit. Well, I said that he was by far the least penalised of the three involved in that incident at Druids, but now he too will fall to the rear of the field. So Claudio Remeggio Capelli unfortunately drops out of the top 10. Meanwhile, Dombrowski is under pressure from Patrick Schauber. We see there in fourth and fifth position. And then it's Tuffel, then it's Kenko Mura. Mura could be on the verge of a top 5 here if his ascendancy continues in this fashion. Julian Reberg has also made up some good places. He's up to 11th from P17 on the grid. It's Jack Davidson that still leads the race here. Lap 12 of 33 in EuroNASCAR 2, round number 6. The field streams through Paddock Hill Bend and towards Druids. Thomas Tuffel looking to try and show his exemplary pace once again. His first 2 weekends here in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series were very close. So then Davidson continues to lead. See what the gap is this time by Schauber, with very little gap between himself and Dombrowski. That was a strong run out of Clearways and Clark. He goes to the outside line going into Paddock Hill Bend, but watch, he'll cut now to try and take the inside on the approach of Druids. That's exactly what he does. He's got the inside line. Exemplary textbook move here at the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, and he gets through into fourth position. Thomas Tuffel trying to follow him through as well, but Dombrowski now has the inside line for Graham Hill Bend, and Dombrowski squeezes him out. He says, no, I'm not losing 2 in one go, I'm sorry. Mario Ercoli side by side as well, I think, with Rayala in the back of shot. Yes, that's for the rookie trophy lead, and Julian Reberg is right there with them as well. The 3 cars just going through the bottom of shot there. It's still Mario Ercoli that leads in rookie trophy, but VT Rayala and Julian Reberg are very close behind him as they fight for rookie trophy honours as well as 8th overall. And it's Rayala in the 90 car looking to the inside. Can't get it done at Paddock Hill Bend this time. Julian Reberg keeping a watching brief from behind in the 77 promotion car. Number 8 of Mario Ercoli, the younger brother of reigning EuroNASCAR Pro champion Gianmarco. In his first full season of EuroNASCAR racing. A little bit taily there from Nick Strickler. He's under pressure from Victor Neumann. The 2 Marco Stipp motorsport cars run through Surtees and McLaren practically side by side. Meanwhile, both Capelli and Chrysonis are trying to work their way through the order. Capelli 16th, Chrysonis 18th. It's going to be hard work for them to get back to the top 10. Here comes Thomas Tuffel to the inside of Dombrowski. He gets it done there for 5th position. Tuffel is through in the 34 Race Art Technology car. On lap 15 of the race. Not quite half distance just yet. And the motorcycle racing convert Tuffel is into the top 5. Has he got the pure pace here to try and challenge for a podium before the end of the race? He's got a bit of work to do to get there, but you couldn't rule it out. At the front of the order, Davidson is the fastest man on the circuit. His last lap through a 50.002. He's 1.1 seconds clear. In fact, now as they cross the line again, 1.3 seconds clear of Jill Linster. So Davidson's gap is only increasing. Meanwhile, VT Riala is right on the rear of Erkley as they once again turn through the first corner, and that's not the best of runs out of Paddock Hill Bend, I think, from Erkley. Riala once again threatening from behind. Julian Reberg is there, and also behind him is Florian Richard, and then behind him as well is the 47 of Victor Neumann. So in fact the top 5 now in Rookie Trophy are in one queue. There they go, through shot. The first 5 cars in that train are the top 5 in the Rookie Trophy race. So this is very close quarters action among the EuroNASCAR 2 newcomers. Across the line they go, Riala in the slipstream. And so is Florian Richard as well. Mario Ercoli kicking up the dust a bit on the inside line there of Paddock Hill Bend. Riala's car looks a bit stronger on the approach up to Druids Bend, seems to carry that little bit more speed up the hill. Julian Reberg and Florian Richard hoping, I think, that those two start going side by side, because if they do, then it won't be long before it's a 3-4, maybe even 5-way skirmish for the lead in Rookie Trophy. Some great fighting at this part of the grid. Neumann there, I think, getting into the rear a little bit of Florian Richard. Richard very loose through Clark and Clearways, and that allows Neumann to take the inside line as they run down the Brabham Straight. Surely he's got the position now as they break for Paddock Hill. He does indeed move up to 4th in Rookie Trophy. Ercoli tries to carry the speed, gets sideways on corner exit at Paddock Hill, goes defensive into Druids Bend, and Riala is welded to the rear of the Vict Motorsport number 8 car. Now looks to the inside, but Ercoli takes the corner nicely, gets good momentum through Graham Hill Bend. Oh, and there's been contact further back. Benedetti involved, Strickler involved, and unfortunately Claudio Remeggio Capelli is involved and very damaged. Well, that was another incident for Claudio Remeggio Capelli. It looks like Benedetti going no further. The dramas keep on coming in this final EuroNASCAR 2 race of the weekend. Ercoli again switching lanes there, going defensive into Druids Bend. Reberg and Neumann following them through the corner. Florian Richard still there as well. It was the cars directly behind them that detonated through Graham Hill Bend. Oh, Florian Richard there went deep into the corner, and I don't know how he would have avoided. Well, he did avoid the 88, but he had to go all the way over the grass. Safety car is out. Safety car is out. Unsurprising given the 88 car's proximity to the circuit. Benedetti facing the wrong way. Lap 20 of the race and our second safety car period. Jack Davidson, who'd built his gap back out to 1.5 seconds and was managing the race, will now have to do it a 3rd time. I should say a 2nd time, because of course he wasn't there at the front as the race got underway. But inherited the lead after the dramas between Capelli, Dubek and Chrysonis. Just before we get a replay here of the incident, and not major contact between the 3 of them, but enough contact for sure. Very interesting information being fed through in the EuroNASCAR media channels. The diligent research of EuroNASCAR media member Razor paying off once again. He says that Jack Davidson would indeed be the first winner from the UK in EuroNASCAR history, so that would be a really impressive result if he can be the first ever EuroNASCAR race winner. I'm sure that would be a big feather in Jack Davidson's cap, but he's got a long way to go. That's the recovery ongoing for Benedetti. Hopefully he's okay. We saw the recovery vehicles and emergency vehicles scrambled. On lap 21 of the race, and Benedetti eases himself out of the car on his own 2 feet, so it looks like he's all right. Just want to give him a check by the looks of it. Make sure that he's all right. Getting a look then at the start of this race. This was the initial start. Davidson got a really good launch as the race started from row 2 of the grid, but it was Chrysonis and Capelli side by side as the race got underway. Capelli hung it around the outside, tried to go around the outside at Druids Bend, but couldn't do it. Chrysonis, I think, cancelled out Capelli's run through Druids, and that allowed Dubek through into second place. Dubek would then try and get past for the lead. They'd meet in the middle at Druids Bend, although really it was slightly right of the middle as Chrysonis tried to squeeze Dubek out, and then Capelli and Dubek found each other on corner exit. The net result was Dubek into the barriers, the championship leader registering a non-finish, and Claudio Remeggio Capelli with the first of a couple of dramas during the race. They just locked together. Although actually, looking at it again, it's about the 5th replay we've seen. I do think Capelli may have been a little bit rude to Dubek on corner exit there, to be completely honest. But either way, it was a dramatic situation, high tense situation. I think all parties bore some blame there on Druids. That incident brought out the safety car. And when we got back to green flag racing, we had exciting action, but unfortunately Capelli, Benedetti and Strickler found each other at Graham Hill Bend, and that is why we have the second safety car out there. Of course, just before the safety car, we were talking about that exciting battle for the rookie trophy honours, and Mario Ercoli still leads the way. He's 8th overall in the number 8 car, leading in rookie trophy, the red car with the black bumper that you see just behind Kenko Miura. Then it's Viti, Riala and Julian Reberg. Then Neumann and Florian Richard, the top 5 in rookie trophy, are still together out there on the circuit. Just saw that Claudio Remeggio Capelli is rejoining the race as well in the wounded number 1 car, so Capelli intends to complete this race one way or another. Well, 10 to go at the moment, waiting for confirmation as to when we can get back underway, and of course whether there'll be any further laps added. And flatbed's still there. It's going to be at least another lap or 2 before the conclusion of this recovery. This will be tense times at the wheel of that Lux Motorsport number 21 car. Davidson would love this. He would want this. maybe even a part of him needs this, because obviously he's in front of all of the home fans. He's in front of his sponsors. GT Omega are here in a big way this weekend, his primary sponsor on the Lux Motorsport, number 21. It would mean a lot to him. It would mean a lot to the UK EuroNASCAR fans to see a British winner for the first time in racing history in EuroNASCAR. I say racing history because, of course, Gordon Barnes is a multiple-time EuroNASCAR Club Challenge winner, but that's a regularity test format rather than a race format. In terms of race wins, Britain is nil point, a bit like Eurovision, really. But it would be amazing, and a little bit of history right here at Brands Hatch in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series if that victory happens. But there's still a ways to go. There's still perhaps a 2x2 restart to go as well. The wounded car of Claudio Remeggio Capelli certainly tells the story of his race, more Whelen modified than Whelen Euro Series by the looks of it. Now, we saw the car being driven away on the flatbed, Benedetti's 88 machine. And confirmation, 3 more laps added to the race. So the clock ticks up now to 36 laps. We're going to get even more racing for the fans here at Brands. And this should be the last lap under safety car, unless there's something else we haven't seen. 2x2 rolling start is the information. So they will once again line up side by side, and it will be Davidson on the inside of the front row, Linster on the outside of the front row, Melvin de Groot once again on the inside of row 2, Patrick Schauber now running 4th place, and Thomas Tuffel, of course, in 5th position. Incidentally, Thomas Chrysonis has pulled into the pit lane, so the race that he started with high hopes from pole position will unfortunately conclude sat in pit lane. They're in 2x2 formation. We are going to go racing once again. It'll be lap 26 of an adjusted 36 as the EuroNASCAR 2 cars fire back into life for their second restart and their third attempt at a rolling start. Davidson, Linster, de Groot and Schauber, your top 4. Thomas Tuffel with a great chance of a podium on the inside of row number 3, having started from outside the top 10. The cars are rolling, and once again the cars are racing. They accelerate towards Paddock Hill Bend once more. Davidson with the inside line. Linster tries to carry it around the outside, but Davidson having none of it, just leaning on him a little bit through Paddock Hill Bend. It's Davidson that leads, but Linster carried good momentum. He's still there on the outside. Davidson covers off the threat. It's Davidson that still leads it here at the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. Linster in second. Melvin de Groot still there in third as well. And then it is Patrick Schauber in 4th position. So Thomas Tuffel remaining in 5th place also. I think Mario Urkeli still has the lead among the rookie trophy runners. Yes, he does. And in fact, critically, he now has Kenko Miura behind him. So Urkeli has a buffer in the rookie trophy race. Kenko Miura is now behind him, but Miura isn't going to act as a buffer. He's going to try and get back past. But for now, Urkeli with a little bit of breathing room in the form of a 1,200 kilo stock car between himself and the rest of the rookie trophy leaders. Davidson with half a second over Linster across the line. Side by side between Erkeli and Mura as they approach Surtees. Mura to the inside, trying to get through here, and this could cost Erkeli not just this position, but also his rookie trophy lead. Mura goes around the outside. Oh, contact between them. The Japan Needs 24 car goes off onto the gravel. Can he keep it running? Can he reverse out once the field goes through? No, he tries to drive it through the gravel. Come on, Kenko, good job. He gets it back out of the gravel. I was a bit worried when he drove forwards that was going to get stuck, but he just about kept it going, though he has added about half a ton of sand to Clearways and Clark. That will be challenging for everybody as Neumann goes side by side with Rajala for second in the rookie trophy standings, and Neumann is past Rajala. That happened before the line, but he's now just finally got the move done definitively, and off track in the back of shot is the 43 car. Baronio has gone off the circuit there. Hopefully he can keep it going. You see there the gravel still lingering where Kenko Mura went off the circuit. In fact, I think someone else went understeering off there as well on this lap. But the track is clear. Meanwhile, Melvin de Groot under big pressure for the overall podium here from Patrick Schauber. Melvin leads in Legend Trophy. His next closest competition is Mikael Blekemolen, all the way down in 12th overall. So he's got the Legend Trophy more or less sewn up from here. It's the overall podium that he's concerned about. And right now he's holding on, but Patrick Schauber and Thomas Tuchel and Thomas Dombrowski are all right there with him. Mario Erkeli has lost out though on the rookie trophy lead, because Julian Reberg is ahead of him now in 7th place. So Reberg in P7, he got past Erkeli in the midst of that scrum with Kenko Mura, and it's currently Reberg in the 77 promotion car that leads in rookie trophy, as well as holding 7th overall. Well. The EuroNASCAR races here at Brands Hatch have been as spectacular as ever, and something tells me there's still a little bit more to see before this race reaches its conclusion. Sure enough, Mario Erkeli now under pressure from Rajala, because Neumann has gotten past him. Neumann is through into second among the rookies, and Rajala is right on the back of Mario Erkeli once again. So there's Reberg through shot, the 77 car, the white and blue machine. It leads in rookie trophy, the 77 promotion car. Then it's Neumann. Then it's Mario Erkeli, 8th overall or 9th overall now, and 3rd in the rookies. But he may not even end up on the podium in rookie trophy, because he is under threat in a big way from Rajala and Florian Richard behind him. From lap 31 of 36 here. This would have been the final lap without the added laps for safety car. Jack Davidson, I think, will wish it was the final lap. He is in a tense situation there at the front of the field, but he's managing it, he's controlling it, and not only that, he's the fastest man out there. His last lap was his fastest of the race. It was the fastest of anyone in the race, a 49.909, and Jill Linster sits second in the standings at the moment, and the gap is expanding between himself and the Scotsman. 1.9 seconds Jack Davidson has at the front of the order now. Melvin de Groot sits 3rd position. Patrick Schauber is in 4th. Thomas Tuchel sits in 5th place. Looking to the inside there is Patrick Schauber as they run towards Druids for the 32nd time of asking. Dombrowski sits behind them and Tuchel in 5th place. Then Dombrowski is actually hunting down the Swiss at the moment in the battle for 5th position. Car 8, that's Mario Erkeli, has just gained a 10-second penalty for causing an avoidable collision. That will have been the incident with Kenko Mura just a few laps ago, and he has been penalised for the transgression. So while he's fighting right now to defend 3rd in rookie trophy from VT Rajala, the reality is he's going to finish much lower than 3rd in class and far out of the top 10 in the overall standings. The penalty has been served. It's not the most surprising one of the day, really. Tuchel and Dombrowski preoccupied with one another. Their chances of challenging for a podium are all but gone. It's Patrick Schauber who is left to try and salvage a podium away from Melvin de Groot of Team Blake and Molen, but the giant, at least when he stood next to Andre, is currently on the 3rd overall, as well as yet another Legend Trophy win. A double podium for Melvin would be a great way to cap off his time here at the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. Patrick Schauber taking a lot of curb there through Paddock Hill Bend. Tufel and Dombrowski 5th and 6th position. Tufel, you can see the racecraft in him, even though he's fairly new to four-wheeled competition. That racecraft has partially been extracted from his time racing on 2 wheels. He knows where to place the car, just as he knew how to place the bike in a previous life. Looks like he's on for a top 5 finish, another strong result added to his tally in the 2022 season. We've crossed the line to begin the penultimate lap of the race. It's Jack Davidson that leads the way by 1.849 seconds. Even before there was an American Speed Fest, EuroNASCAR has been coming to Brands Hatch. In its inaugural season, 2012, EuroNASCAR appeared on the support bill for the DTM weekend here at Brands. And shortly thereafter, the event morphed into this fabulous annual celebration of Americana that is American Speedfest. And we have our final lap of American Speedfest 11 starting now, and Patrick Schauber is looking to try and find a way past Melvin de Groot on this, the final lap. But at the front of the order, Jack Davidson is about to make history. In 11 American Speedfest, there's never been a British winner in the 12-year history now of the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. There's never been a British race winner, but it could be Davidson as Schauber challenges for the podium around the outside at Graham Hill Bend for 3rd position. He's got the momentum out of the corner, but he's got the outside line for Surtees. There's contact between them. That's the tyre down for Melvin de Groot. De Groot goes sideways across the grass. Oh, where's he going to rejoin? He rejoins, thankfully, free of anybody else, but it's Jack Davidson. Jack Davidson is the first ever British race winner in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. It's his first win in EuroNASCAR 2. Leinster takes 2nd. 3rd place for Patrick Schauber in controversial circumstances after that contact, but I would suggest that Melvin didn't leave him room, not the other way round. Patrick Schauber takes 3rd place, Tufel takes 4th, Dombrowski 5th, and Melvin de Groot did finish in 6th position. Now, I don't know if the tyre was cut, but it certainly looked to me like something was amiss on the rear axle after that contact. Certainly he went sliding across the grass, but he did still finish in 6th position. Blake Amolan 7th, Florin Richard in 8th, Riala and Sardeja round out the top 10. A great top 10 finish there for Reza Sardeja. That will be a rookie trophy podium for him, carrying all the signatures of the local fans on his bonnet. But there is a little bit of EuroNASCAR history for the British fans. The first ever British race winner is Scotsman Jack Davidson. He will head north home today with a big trophy. And let's take a look again at this moment between Schauber and de Groot. Schauber held on around the outside there, may have abused the track limits a little on the exit of Graham Hill Bend, but then Melvin was trying to squeeze him out and the net result was contact. I'm not sure that would necessarily be judged against either driver ultimately. I would say it was 70-30, given Patrick Schauber was wide out of Graham Hill Bend on the AstroTurf, but of course it was Melvin de Groot who ultimately Didn't give him much room, but it was also Melvin de Groot that got the worst of it. So we'll see how that one's judged. But the net result is the number 3 car in P3. Patrick Schauber will be on the overall podium. Moreover, though, Jack Davidson is bringing the Pink Peril to victory lane. The number 21 car, Jack Davidson, first ever British winner in EuroNASCAR. Catching my breath after that one, as I'm sure Jack Davidson is too. What a race, what a performance from Davidson. I think he might be a little bit emotional. Davidson's quite a character, and I'm looking forward to seeing this celebration. He's given the all clear to jump out of the car. He climbs the roof and celebrates a victory in EuroNASCAR 2. What a moment for his fans, his family, his sponsors and his team. After running last year with Marco Stipp Motorsport, he took the bold decision to run his own car this year from his barn. And well, it's all paid off. The Lux Motorsport team are in victory lane for the first time in their first season. And Britain, for the first time ever, has a EuroNASCAR race winner. That's quite a surprising statistic, isn't it? But think about it. There's youngsters there watching on right now. They'll get to meet Jack. They'll get to congratulate Jack. Maybe that idea will plant in their heads that maybe one day could be them.
Check 1, 2.
Hearing a lot of cheering for Jack Davidson. Andre Viegold is down there alongside him at the moment. Let's not try and waste too much time. As soon as we see Jack and Andre, which we do now, we'll go there and chat to our winner.
The first ever UK-based winner in EuroNASCAR history, Jack Davidson. What a race.
Yeah, what a race. It was absolutely, I'm still trying to catch my breath, but yeah, it was hard from start to finish. Obviously, there was a bit of contact at the start, kind of gifted me the lead, but obviously I had to hang on to it through the 2 safety cars. So yeah, just thankful that she's back in one piece, and yeah, we came back with a win.
How was it to go here to see all the people already waiting for you and cheering for you when you get out of the car?
That's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Thanks to all you guys. Honestly, that's what's made it this weekend. Thank you. But yeah, honestly, without the fans, the atmosphere wouldn't be half as good. So massive thanks to them.
So now something very new for you. There's a sticker inside. You have to put it on your car right now.
Oh. Where's it to go? There.
Jack, man, come here. Before we put that sticker on. I'll be ready to sorry.
Lux Motorsport and GT Omega have to bid their congratulations, but they do have to make sure that sticker gets applied, which they'll do now. Davidson, EuroNASCAR 2 race winner. He was 10th in the standings coming into this race. He'll now be a long way further up, and his momentum will be great after that one.
EuroNASCAR British winner, and he's done it on home soil.
Local announcer Chris Dawes giving it large. He knows the history just as well as anyone here that's being made, as Jack Davidson will now address the home fans. And you saw there just how happy the Lux Motorsport team are with everything that's happened here. But what I was saying before about the momentum, now that he knows he can win a EuroNASCAR race, that's always great. That means you can then go out there and win some more. There's just something about getting that assurance, that validation. Yes, I can do it. I can park in victory lane. There's going to be more.
definitely not. There's a lot of emotion.
What a lovely moment there. Jack getting his congratulations as he talks to the home fans.
And then safety car 1 came out. It was initially a full course yellow. Were you there pleading for it to stay as a full course?
So then,
Look, my spotter.
go on, Andre.
Okay, it's not only the first win for Jack Davidson, it's not only the first win for a UK driver in EuroNASCAR history, it's also the first win for Lux Motorsport. A new team to EuroNASCAR, you must be happy.
Oh, over the moon, over the moon. From where we started at the beginning of the year, round 1, in practice we blew up an engine, then we had some more problems, a few teething problems at round 2, and then come to our home round in the UK, started off well, had a bit of an accident, had a puncture in quali, which kind of scuppered that, so we've had to run 2 old tyres for the race this afternoon, because we didn't even have new ones that we started on, so couldn't have asked more this weekend. Yes, it's our home track, so we know it well, but these guys are super quick, you know, and for us to get silverware on round 3, having only just started this year, it's a dream come true. So hopefully we can carry on this upward trend, but Venray is going to be difficult. Never been there, never done ovals for our team, so that'll be another learning curve, I suppose.
All right, thank you so much. That's all I needed to know. Thank you much. Congratulations. Back to you, Adam.
Great moment for all of the Lux Motorsport team, as well as Jack Davidson then. And that's a good point. Venray is going to be new ground for most of EuroNASCAR 2. Here's the results then on an unofficial basis. Davidson from Jill Linster, from Patrick Schauber, your podium. Thomas Toffel inheriting 4th place, doing some good work there. I think he may have the bonus points going his way for most positions gained as well, but my maths may be failing me there. And then Thomas Dombrowski rounding out the top 5 in that race. Dorsey and Davidson continue their conversation up in victory lane. And the celebrations for Jack Davidson hopefully get the chance to go long into the night, but I do get the feeling that he has to drive back up to Scotland this evening. So there might not be too much celebrating, at least not with everybody. The celebrations may be confined to a sing-along on the radio or something like that as he makes his way back north.
It just writes itself absolutely monumentally special, and I look forward to seeing you back next year to see what you can do. We're going to be having a number of podiums in a moment. Don't go anywhere, because
podiums will be ongoing shortly. We'll see if we hear from anybody else beforehand, but all the fans eager to welcoming them up there. The drivers are making their way, of course, through the tunnel at the moment under the Brabham Straight. I imagine a lot of fans are there as well, so it's a little bit of a traffic jam on foot, funnily enough, to get there. There's the interior of the 21 machine. These EuroNASCAR cars have always been a very warm cockpit, but one of the new additions for 2024 has been that roof scoop that you see on these cars, which allows for a little bit of cool air to try and flow through, although on a hot day it'll only do so much for you. I've had confirmation as well that the tyre did go down on Melvin de Groot after that contact, so I thought that's what happened in the initial moments afterwards. I see that Jill Linster is making his way towards victory lane area, so it does look like we're getting more and more of the podium drivers filtering towards victory lane here at the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. The EuroNASCAR merch stand as well. Lots of merch stands up and down the Colin Chapman Way here at Brands Hatch. I reckon this man might have arrived with his hat though. The GT Omega stand has been great fun for a lot of them as well. Of course, the live action arena has been billowing smoke from the support paddock too. There's been lots going on here this weekend. And here is Andre. Go to you now.
Thank you so much. The first driver to arrive to the podium is Sven van Laere, driving for Cal Racing. Tell me, how was your race?
Surviving and amazing. As I told you on the starting grid, it's amazing with all those sands. So finishing it on the podium is amazing also. It was great.
Did anything happen to you during the race, or did you have any amazing battles you want to talk about?
Yeah, I had a really nice battle with Dominic Schaak, a very fair battle. He's always driving very fair, and we chased a few times from position, but always without rubbing it. Really nice. He's a fair driver, and I like him a lot.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations. See you later. Back to you, Adam.
There we go. He'll be on the Legend Trophy podium. Sven, always good fun to talk to. Another driver I'm interested to hear the perspective of is Gil Linster. I can see that he's down there with Andre, so let's waste no time and hear from the Hendricks Motorsport number 50 driver.
Second place, a tough race. Jack Davidson was a little bit faster than you. He did an amazing job to bring home the first UK win in EuroNASCAR history, but I think for the bigger picture, you did an amazing job to get some points for the championship, right?
Yeah. Like after the lap 2, the crash, I was just like, I wanted the points. Like I was not able to really fight for P1, so I was just trying to play it cool and take the points home.
How about the development in the Hendricks team? Are you how the car developed and what's up for Van Ray?
Yeah, like for sure when you saw like Liam, he was really dominating the race. Like today I felt a little bit stupid because I was just not able to be fast. But like, I don't know, it was all on me. The guys did a phenomenal job. The car was super good, but this one had shown me.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Back to you, Adam.
There we go, Gil Linster providing some insights there. And number 50 car, of course, will come closer to its teammate machine, the number 7 crew. Martin Dubeck would have lost critical points to Gil Linster with that non-finish. And of course Linster had the non-finish at Valencia, so that kind of puts them on an even footing. That will be way down. And Dubeck's perfect season has hit its first speed bump. I have no doubt he'll come swinging at Van Ray. Really interested to see how the order shifts at Van Ray. Will it be the usual suspects up front, or will we have a markedly different look to Victory Lane when we go oval racing? Well, we'll find that out in a few weeks. We'll find out right now some more perspectives from the grid, as Andre Vigol has another driver down there in Victory Lane.
Thank you so much. Viti Rayala here with me too. It was an amazing race for you, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of happening in the race. It was amazing. I still can't believe it that how was it, so I can't still process, so amazing race.
Starting the season with Gran Ducato Speed, a new team on the EuroNASCAR grid. It seems like you're making the good development. You're getting faster and faster, right?
Yes, that's right. We're doing improvements step by step and getting kilometers with the car, with the team, with the series. It's really nice.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you, Adam.
Excellent stuff. So the interviews continue to roll in. We'll have one more, I think, at least, because I see a towering figure next to Andre Vigold, and it's not Melvin de Groot, because it's a different set of overalls. It's Patrick Schauber, who is down there with Andre. Let's go there now.
Patrick, another podium for you, but tell me your view about the last lap.
Well, yeah, it was a tough race. Yeah, I was always behind the growth, but yeah, the last lap I just wanted really the podium. I was already beside him. I don't really know whose fault it is. I was already on the edge of the grass almost, so I really had nowhere to go. And as soon as we touched, I even backed off. But yeah, I mean, if it is, I'm sorry for him. But yeah, I think for me, I think I did what I could, so I think I deserve this podium. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations. Back to you, Adam.
Yeah, good podium from Schauber, well-deserved podium from the Austrian racer for RDV competition. I think it's only a matter of time before we see that number 3 car in victory lane with Patrick. Came out of 2023 in EuroNASCAR 2, I think, as one of the hot favourites to contend for a title. And while it may not be his championship year, it could well be the year of his first win. And Andre is doing a magnificent job of driver herding this evening. I see he's got another driver. Let's talk to Reza now.
Thank you so much, Adam. Reza Sadeh with me. American Speedfest in the books. Your first one ever. Tell me your impressions.
It was crazy. It was really fun. The entire thing from A to Z, the races, the fans, everything, the full thing. And a lot of action. I think the fans had a great race. A lot happened. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
What about your round development as a rookie in the series? Are you satisfied? How are you moving forward and forward?
It can always be better, but we're making progress. And I'm looking forward to the next one, definitely.
Oval racing, first time for you?
Yeah, 100%.
Respect, or are you looking forward to it?
Looking forward to it, definitely. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
See you later. Back to you, Adam.
And of course, that's the home race for the Dutchman as well. The oval race at Venray on the 29th and 30th of June. We still have a couple of missing drivers, but hopefully in the next few moments we do get to go to our podium ceremonies. The biggest cheer of the day will of course go to Jack Davidson. Fans not really knowing where to look by the looks of it. Some of them looking over the top of the grandstand to see Jack Davidson up onto victory lane. Some others looking to the circuit. However, we have another interviewee down there with Andre Viegold. Andre, you're doing amazing work, my friend. Just lining up that shot down there at the moment. And we will throw down there, hopefully. Yes, we can now go to Andre for yet another chat.
Thank you so much, Adam. With Metallica in the background, Florian Richard, the rookie trophy winner, next to me. Oh, you're always shaking your head. It was a tough race?
No word.
No words.
Free restart, amazing race. First race in Brundage, first rookie. It's amazing for me.
Also, the first time that you experienced the American Speedfest as a driver in EuroNASCAR 2. How was the event for you?
I don't know. I don't know. It's amazing. I have no word.
All right, merci beaucoup. Congratulations. Back to you, Adam.
I love Florian after a good result. He's just absolutely confounded whenever he's had a win or a positive result. And the number 33 looking strong in both the rookie trophy within EuroNASCAR 2 and of course in EuroNASCAR Pro, where it is driven by the team boss himself, Luca Lasser. It's always good to see new drivers coming in. Champagne will soon be sprayed by our drivers up on the podium. We'll see if Jack Davidson has practice of champagne spraying. I know that he does because he's won before in UK motorsport, but this is his first win on the European stage, his first win in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series, and the first British win in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series as well. But here come the podiums. Patrick Schauber steps on, third position for him. Jill Linster takes the second step off the podium. And then next up is the big name. Hear the cheer. Davidson is a winner in EuroNASCAR. Great Britain has a winner of its own in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. And Jack Davidson now observes his national anthem.
faces, please.
Forget that it's God Save the King these days as well. Chris Dawes on the circuit comms making a good point. Patrick Schauber receiving his third place trophy then. Second place will go to Jill Linster, but your winner today is Jack Davidson, and look how much that means to him. Not only is he the winner, but he gets the crown because he's the most successful driver of the weekend in EuroNASCAR 2. He is the Prince of Brands Hatch. My liege, you are a EuroNASCAR 2 race winner. And now, in 3, 2, 1, damp race suits. Champagne is sprayed as the celebrations continue here. Gianluca directing traffic as they get the pictures of our top three. However, even with that drama, Martin Dubek will still be our championship leader. As these top three celebrate, I reckon all three of them could yet be championship contenders come playoff season. It will, however, be Dubek once again with the red Whelen banner over his windscreen as they head towards the Venray Oval. Dubek already in his civvies by the looks of it. He's gotten changed early, but he's still leader of the championship, and the good thing is he still looks happy as well. That's great to see. I was a bit worried that he'd end the weekend on a bum note, but he's still the championship leader. He's still fighting for that second EuroNASCAR 2 title from the tippy top of the points table, and he still looks pretty happy with his weekend's efforts. And of course he will move into the Venray Oval with a smaller margin, but a margin nonetheless. Sven van Leer takes the third step of the podium. Second step to the racing legend Mikael Bleekemolen, the ex-F1 racer. In fact, that's not Mikael, but it's a Mikael Bleekemolen stand-in at least. And then top step. Oh no, there's two stand-ins. Melvin de Groot also not here. So Team Bleekemolen sending a stand-in or two for this podium ceremony. 2 trophies. Goodness me, what an effort. It is a long walk back, and I suspect Melvin wasn't best pleased with how his race ended, and Mikael maybe not fancying that walk, but they celebrate nonetheless. Meanwhile, now coming up to the podium will be just hearing that Mikael Bleekemolen and Melvin de Groot both had to catch a flight, so that's why they were missing. But here comes the rookie trophy podium. Reza Sardeja, we heard from him on the broadcast. He's third step of the podium. Viti Riala in second, and Florin Richard sits on at the top step of the podium. We had a great battle in rookie trophy. We saw some of that earlier on. Mario Urkeli won't be too happy with losing his lead that he had for a very long time in rookie trophy. But The development of these drivers is plain to see weekend on weekend. Ah, let me take a selfie, says VT Riala. Very good, very good. Document the moments when they come, guys. Florian Richard, and race winner once again within the rookie trophy. And our final presentation of the weekend will be to Ariana Casoli. Our final presentation of this race, at least. There are still a couple of more to do. But the final presentation for EuroNASCAR 2 is the Lady Trophy race winner Ariana Casoli. She will take the 14 car on once again, of course, on the banked ovals of Ben Ray in just a few weeks' time. I believe, though, we still have the endurance podium to consider, which means that once again we're going to have a stand-in, because the 69 de Groot Blekemolen car is the third step of the endurance team's podium. So I think once again they're going to deploy some mechanics for that. However, it looks like we might just be doing our winning team in the endurance trophy rather than the full podium, which means that it is the 50 crew, Hasemans and Linster, that secure the win in that. They had the best results across all 4 races this weekend. The 4 race results added up into one quasi-endurance race, and the 50, the most successful team of the weekend. A good result for them, and that is our final podium, I believe. A great run of action for the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series at American Speedfest 11. We always look forward to coming to Brands Hatch. It always delivers, and on this Sunday evening it's even delivered a little bit of history as Jack Davidson goes down as the first winner from the UK in EuroNASCAR history, and he only goes and does it in the UK. Jack Davidson makes history. EuroNASCAR makes exciting moments. And let's take one last look at the action with some highlights of this race. So it started with Chrysonis, of course, on pole position. He led the way early on. Capelli on the outside of the front row. Tried to stick on around the outside, but he couldn't quite do it. He would ultimately get squeezed out by Chrysonis. That would allow Dubek into second place as the top 5 raced tight in the early laps. Dubek then had a shot at the lead, but there was contact between he and Chrysonis. Chrysonis trying to squeeze Dubek out, and it did not pay off. Then Capelli and Dubek made contact not once, not twice. I think it may have even been more than thrice. But the net result was Capelli rally crossing and Dubek finding a barrier. Messy stuff at Druids Bend. And the end of the race ultimately for all 3 drivers. Capelli would be running in the top 10 after the safety car period to collect Dubek's car, but he would then go gravel cracking coming out of Paddock Hill Bend, as you see there. There would then be subsequent contact, and that would see him finishing the race with almost no car left. Great battling between Dombrowski and Drew Froh as well, as Paul Defro, no, it's Patrick Schauber. Patrick Schauber, of course, trying to get his way up the order in the RDV competition car he shares with Drew Froh, and Thomas Tefel also looking to try and get up the order, which he succeeded in doing. Unfortunately for Claudio Remeggio Capelli, this would be the point where his race was absolutely unsalvageable. Benedetti's car in contact with Nick Strickler as well would have to be recovered, which meant another safety car and another safety car restart. Jack Davidson, who took the race lead in the ensuing melee as the incident happened early on, he would end up at the front of the pack. He would end up leading the way and this would be his attempt at holding on to the lead, and he did so successfully, squeezing out Jill Linster on the safety car restart. It was a lead he would then maintain for the rest of the race. Meanwhile, Mario Urkeli getting into it with Kenko Miura. At this time, Urkeli was the leader in the rookie trophy. However, that instance of contact would knock him down the order, and then he'd get a penalty for his part in it as well. Final lap of the race, and Patrick Schauber tries to hold on around the outside of Melvin de Groot for the final podium position. And there's contact between them. Not quite sure how to read that, looking at yet another replay, but the net result is that Patrick Schauber for RDV competition ended up finishing third. Melvin de Groot already flying home. Puncture right at the end, but Jack Davidson crossed the line in front of the British fans to become the first ever British winner in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. That will bolster he and Lux Motorsports' campaign for sure in the EuroNASCAR 2 Championship. The Prince of Brands Hatch is Jack Davidson. Congratulations to the Scotsman, who will now drive home victorious to the north of Great Britain. We will now go crossing the North Sea towards the Netherlands. The 29th and 30th of June, we will be racing on a very special circuit. The Venray Oval will conclude a fabulous June in the EuroNASCAR season before we take our summer break. Make sure you join us for our first oval racing in 5 years as EuroNASCAR takes to the high banks. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed American Speedfest 11.
And then we'll do our final farewells here at the 11th edition of American Speedfest, which has been brought to you by Lucas Oil Products this year. Thank you very much for that support, as always. And just a reminder, if you are leaving the venue, please be respectful of our neighbours around the venue, because we are allowed to do this with respect of our neighbours. We don't want anything to be done, so be careful when you get out. No things to be done, no rules to be no bad boy behaviours. So yeah, take it easy on those roads, and you are set to start to direct you to right places, and we want you to be heading out to the circuit. So just relax, play around with us, do bring out the regulations, so make sure you perform them, and just take it easy before you'll rush off by and all the stuff in the traffic to be heading all the right down on the inside. So yeah, enjoy these American cars. As I said, I gather it's very nice indeed. Not American, it's probably been sitting all day, just being admired by everyone, but now they get that chance to be on the circuit. One little thing is ready to say, but I think we're not just take polish, nowhere to really make sure they're all good start, and I don't know when there'll be a conference over and do all that, and we'll get my but yeah, a wonderful time. Thank you very much for bringing them along, because without them as well, it wouldn't really be this thing, and we love so much, so thank you for that. Chris is still very nicely dressed in his American wear, if we can call it that. He's back. American wear? His American wear. I get an American accent. I'll set up for that one, but because I'm out of breath, I've had too many runs over to recreate